Today's session is arm destruction. Welcome back to No Pump Check. Hope you guys are having a good day. Starting this session with an easy bar cable push down in the 8 to 12 rep range. I properly warmed up. I did about 3 to 4 warm-up sets, slowly increasing the weight. Unfortunately, my working weight for this exercise on this specific cable is the full stack. When I can do 12 reps here, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to add some weight to it or change the exercise. Now, if I use the rope attachment, I'll definitely have to decrease the weight significantly. However, I don't like that variation. I don't feel it in my triceps. These are becoming a core exercise as well. I'm flexing my abs during the entire set. If I let go of the pressure in my core, I won't be able to press as hard and I will lose stability. It's funny, when I first started lifting, the correct technique to perform this exercise is to hyperextend your back, so your glutes will be kicked back, your shoulders will be down and back, and you push down. Now I'm doing them the complete opposite way. I keep my core tight, my abs flexed. I don't focus on what my shoulders are doing, I just push down as hard as I can. I did 10 reps on both sets, very close to failure. I'm alternating between bis and tris. For the first bicep exercise, we have the seated dumbbell curls. There are two types of ego lifting. The first one is when you lift heavy weights, but you swing and you cheat. And the second one is when you lift baby weights and you focus so much on control and slowing down the reps. We want to avoid both and work somewhere in the middle. For me, these are heavy weights, 22.5 kg dumbbells, so about 50 pounds I think. All the reps look the same. The eccentrics are controlled but not so slow. The reps are slowing down near the end, so I'm very close to failure, if not at failure. I got 10 reps here. Now I'm curling with a little bit of pain due to my back tendon injury. However, 10 reps is a PR for me. Simple but effective. I'm doing both arms at the same time. This variation is definitely harder than the alternating version. I'm gonna have to take care of the injury I have for quite some time now, so maybe in the future I'll take a rest from curling. Basically, for me, any hammer curl variation is painful. If I do the curl supinated, the pain goes down from 10/10 to 2/10. I don't know about you guys, but here in my gym, I still see people do the 21 technique that Arnold popularized, where you basically curl halfway for 7 reps, and then from half to the contracted position for 7 reps, and then the full range of motion for 7 reps. I don't want to say it's useless, however there's no need to do that, it's just pump work. Next, for the tris, we have this modified JM press on the chest press machine. Now here I'm doing an excessive range of motion where I continue to go all the way down and let my arms open up. It adds some pressure on the inside of the elbow and I don't mind, I'm used to it. If you're new to this kind of exercise, start with very light weight and maybe cut the range of motion in half. For me, this feels great, zero pain, and triceps are doing the majority of the work. Do your JM presses, guys, whether on the Smith machine or using free weights or on chest press machines. Find a way to do them with good technique and slowly progress on them. Yes, you can train your arms twice a week, so you can split up the volume over 2 days. However, for me, I've been enjoying lately doing an arm day once a week. It's kind of a rest day, even though it's not, I'm training, but mainly isolation exercises, so the fatigue buildup is low. And I like to focus on training arms, so I give them their own day instead of training biceps at the end of a pull day and triceps at the end of a push day, for example. The secondary bicep exercise is an incline curl. Here I'm using 20 kg dumbbells. My main focus here is to go all the way down while keeping my elbows back to get that full stretch. I'm working in the 8 to 12 rep range. I got 9 reps on the first set and 8 on the second one. Guys, you need to focus on progression, not just training hard or training to get a pump. All my workouts are logged, so each week I focus on adding a little bit of reps or a little bit of weight if possible. And usually you'll be able to progress on the exercises you put first in your workout. If I can get 12 reps on the first set of this exercise, I know that the week after I can increase the weight and do 8 reps. For me, the jump is gonna be 2.5 kgs each side, so it's a little bit tough on isolation exercises. However, I can manage. Targeting the long head of the triceps, I'm choosing this variation of the overhead tricep extension. I can lift heavy in this position, and I'm focusing on the stretch instead of the contraction. Here at full extension of the elbows, I can rest. The weight isn't challenging. It's the heaviest at the bottom position. I'm doing 2 sets here to complete failure. Near the end of the set, I do feel like I'm cutting the range of motion. I do need to work on that because the focus here is the stretch, and I sure can stretch my hands behind my neck even more. Sometimes when the biceps get pumped, it becomes difficult to get that full stretch on the triceps. However, here I believe I can stretch more. Finally, a good angle to show you this concentration curl variation I came up with. Trust me guys, it's legitimately a good exercise. I'm not using baby weights. I'm doing 8 reps here, so fairly heavy weight to complete failure. Pure isolation for the biceps, amazing contraction at the top. It's a good exercise if you don't feel your biceps when you curl, or if your forearms take over. For me, in a way, it takes the brachialis out of the movement and allow me to train my biceps heavy without any pain. 2 sets to failure here, and we'll move on to the next tricep exercise. When I first started lifting, everyone was saying focus on the long head. It's the biggest part of the triceps. Grow the long head, target the long head, long head, long head. So that's what I did with a variation of exercises, but mainly every time I trained my triceps, I thought of the long head. However, in my opinion, it's the lateral head of the triceps that gives the 3D look of the arm from the front. Unfortunately, I tried every tricep exercise and I can't seem to figure out how to target it properly. I've been to many commercial gyms, and every time I see a guy who has a big lateral head of the triceps and a small long head, almost always these are ego lifters who half rep their presses. So basically doing the top half range of motion on any pressing variation, whether it's for the shoulders or for the chest. I mean, just today I saw 3 guys who exactly fit this description. Only lateral head and 0 muscles on the rest of their frame. Don't get me wrong, I want to grow the lateral head of the triceps. However, in every tricep exercise I do, the long head takes over. I definitely have to include a hammer curl variation, even though I'm not 100% healthy. I'm doing it with light weights, targeting the brachialis and the brachioradialis. Very important exercise. Finishing off the triceps with this bodyweight extension. 2 sets to complete failure, and when I can no longer do the full rep, I'll switch it to a skull crusher variation. This mimics diamond push-ups, however, without the chest involvement. Finishing the biceps with this variation of the TRX curl, It's basically mimicking a spider curl. This one also focuses on the top position where the biceps are fully contracted. I've always thought of TRX as a useless gym equipment, however, finally, I can do one exercise with them where it's actually challenging. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you get value out of this video. As always, stay focused, train with intent. I'll see you tomorrow with a shoulder workout. Peace.